I almost lost $250, and I'm going to tell you exactly how in this video. So as you do as a DJ, you're obviously doing your DJ bookings, you've got your residencies, and you're trying to get your name out there as much as possible. So for me, I've been doing Saturday nights every night for 4 years. And what happened was I got this DJ booking come through on Instagram. Now, as a DJ, as a brand new DJ, when you get DJ bookings through on Instagram, you are buzzing because someone's literally found your content and they have requested, obviously, for you to be a DJ. So I got this DJ booking through in the DMs, and it was a guy asking me to DJ on a Friday night for his event. Now, for me on Friday nights, I do have a monthly residency, but 3 out of 4 nights in the month, I don't DJ on a Friday night because I like to keep my Friday nights open for opportunities like this. Like, I don't want to have a residency every single night on a Friday because a good booking might come through and I might have to miss it because obviously I'm a resident at a Friday night. So this booking come through and he wanted me to be a DJ for his event. So he reached out to me. So we had a little back and forth in the DMs. It was mostly about like, what's the genre that he wants me to play, what type of crowd, what kind of people, what age people come through. And then it came to money. So he said to me, oh, I can only give you $100 for the booking. Now, DJs, I can do a whole new video on money, but we're not going to get into that today. But $100 for a 6-hour booking can't happen. So I said to him, you know what, let's do it for $250. All right. So he said to me, I can't do that. So I was like, cool, no worries. Don't worry about it. Now, before I move on, DJs, just because someone's reached out to you and they've given you a price, don't always jump at their price because they've said so. Like, if you have a price, so say for example, you charge $250 and they've said $100, don't back down to their price, and you'll understand why later on in this video. So he said $100, I said $250, he said no. So I was like, okay, cool, no worries. And I was just like, I'll get another booking another day. Then a few days later, he came back, he goes, bro, can you do $150? And I was like, no. It's $250 or nothing. Like, I don't understand why promoters think they can drop down the price of my price. My price is my price, and this is what you need to do as well, DJs. Stick to your price and stick to your guns. Because eventually, a few days later, he goes, you know what? I've spoken to my business partners. We can pay you the $250. And I was like, cool, wicked, book me in. Now, I said to him, look, I'm going to need a deposit and money up front. So the deposit was $50. He gave that to me and I was happy with that. We set the booking in. I requested that I wanted the full amount the day before the DJ booking. And he turned around and said no. Now, automatically, this is a red flag. And this should have been a red flag for me, but I don't know why I went ahead with it. But we'll get into that in a minute. So he said to me, no, I can't give you the money up front. And I was thinking to myself, why? But anyways, I went along with it. But then a few days later, I started to get a bit skeptical about the booking because I was like, is he actually going to pay me? So I said to him, look, in order for me to do the booking, I'm going to need the money up front or I'm going to have to cancel. And he started saying all this stuff like, bro, I want to work with you. I'll give you a £50 deposit out of my money, blah, blah, blah. Like, we can work with each other. We can get more bookings and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Let me trust this guy. Right? Let me trust this guy and go ahead with it. So days leading up to the booking, I was getting a bit skeptical anyways now. So I drove an hour and 15 minutes to this booking, right? It wasn't even a close booking as well. So I really should have got the full amount. So I drove to this booking. I turned up, I met the promoter, went into the venue. The venue didn't really have a decent setup. I had to take my own equipment as well I didn't have to take speakers and booth and anything, but I had to take my DJ controller. Well, I say my DJ controller, I don't actually have a DJ controller. I had to take one of my CDJs and my S9. So I set up, the booth was terrible. I could just about fit the S9 and the CDJ on the table, and then I had to have a separate table for my laptop. So I started DJing and there wasn't really many people around the town. So I was thinking to myself, what's going on here? So anyways, I turned up, I started playing. And in the back of my head, I was thinking to myself, this event is going to be so dead. And I know a lot of DJs watching this have experienced the same thing. So anyways, the night went on and then there was problem with the sound. And I was like, oh my God. So anyways, the booking went on. And then like 7 people turned up. So 7 people was on the dance floor and I was DJing. And I was thinking to myself, that's 7 people that I've paid for tickets. Yeah, that's not even going to cover my DJ fee. It's not even going to cover my petrol. So the night went on, and then the event shut an hour early. So the guy let me go home an hour early. So I was packing up and I said to him, like, obviously it wasn't busy tonight. Can I get my money? And he was like, bro, you know what? Yeah, we didn't have that much ticket sales come through the door. So I'm gonna have to pay you at the end of the week, which was a Sunday. So I was like, oh, here we go, right? So anyways, I packed up my stuff. I trusted this guy, whatever. So I drove home, blah, blah, blah. And I messaged him when I got home. Thanks for the booking, bro. I'll shout you on Sunday for the money. And he goes, yeah, cool. 1 day goes by, 2 days goes by, and then it's Sunday. Sunday comes and I text him, yo, bro, what's happening with the money? And he messaged me back saying, yeah, I'll get back to you on that. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not getting paid this money, man. Anyways, so Sunday progresses. I message him again, no reply. Then it gets to the evening, right? I message him again, no reply. I ring him. No reply. So I'm thinking to myself, this guy is now blanking me and I don't have my money. So I'm down money, right? I'm down money, people. And I'm going to get to how to resolve these kind of things later on in the video, but I'm down money. So I'm ringing this guy. Anyways, what I happen to do now is I called him on an unknown number, right? Ring, ring, ring. Hello. The guy answers and he goes, oh, I didn't realize it was you. You come through an unknown number. I was like, so he's been blanking my calls. So I said to him, am I going to get paid my money? And he goes, yeah, you know what, bro? Like, I'm just going on the train now. I'll call you back in 10 minutes. 10 minutes goes by. Nothing. 20 minutes goes by. Hour goes by. Hour and a half goes by. I was like, nah, this guy's taking a mick now. I call him again. So now he's suddenly off his train. Yeah. And he goes, bro, you know what, man? Like, the event didn't go as planned and stuff like that. I don't know if I can pay you. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what, right? This guy said to me he's going to pay me my money. I drove down 1 hour. I drove back 1 hour. And now he's trying to tell me that I'm not going to get paid. So in the back of my head, I'm thinking to myself, as DJs, because we're professionals, we can't do anything about it. It's not like we can run up on man or do this and do that because we're professionals. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sat there thinking to myself, I'm going to end up losing all this money. And technically it is my fault because I didn't get the money up front. So when I was on the phone to him, I was like, bro, listen, I'm a professional DJ. This is my job. And I've done a booking for you. I helped you out. I stood there for 5 hours in front of no one, right? And you're trying to tell me you're not going to pay me. And he's like, bro, there wasn't that many people that turned up, man. I gave you the deposit, da, 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 da. And I was like, you know what, right? And I said to him, I was like, listen, right? You're taking the mick now. And I said to him, never contact me again for bookings. Never contact me for anything. Like, try to make him feel proper bad. Because at the end of the day, people, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, think right now, you're sat here watching me right now, and you're thinking to myself, if a promoter doesn't give you money, how are you going to get your money in a non-bad way? Let's just say, innit? I'm sat here on the phone like, I'm going to have to take a loss here. But the way I spoke to him was I tried to make him feel proper bad because this is my job. DJing is my job. Do you understand? And then I come off the phone. I was like, you know what? Never call my phone again, blah, blah, blah. So I was thinking to myself, you know what? It was my fault for not taking the full amount beforehand. Him saying that he wasn't going to pay me the full amount beforehand should have been a red flag and I should have cancelled the booking. But I went ahead with it and now I've taken a loss. Put the phone down and I was fuming people. Like, I've traveled 2 hours, right? I've traveled 2 hours. I've done the booking for him. I stood there for 5 hours and DJed and he doesn't want to give me my money. 2 days go by, right? By now, I've blocked him on Instagram. I'm done. I'm just done because, like I said, I've had to take the loss because I can't do anything, right? If actually, you know what? What would you do in this scenario, people? Put down in the comments down below, what would you do in this scenario? So anyways, 2 days go by. And because I blocked him, I said to him on the phone, like, I pretty much made him feel bad on the phone. 2 days later, I checked my bank account. The money's in my bank account. So I made him feel bad. He tried sending me a message saying, bro, I'm so sorry. I've paid your money now. Hopefully we can work in the future. And I just blanked it. I never want to work with people like that. Like, people that try to take the mick out of DJs, I can never work with. So what I want to do in this video is actually give you some advice on how to avoid situations like this. So the first bit of advice is always get your money up front. Now, before you even press play at your DJ booking, you want to make sure you have your money in your pocket. Now, if the promoter says, I'll pay you afterwards, why are you paying me afterwards? You're not paying me based on my performance. Like, you're not going to pay me a certain amount of money because I've done well. You're not going to pay me a certain amount of money because I didn't do well. You're going to pay me my money because that's how much I charge to even turn up, right? So my advice is to always get your money up front. And if they say to you they can't pay your money up front, don't take the booking. There's always going to be plenty of other bookings in the future, people, right? So if they say to you, sorry, I can't pay you beforehand, say, you know what, like, I have to get the money up front because I've been burnt in the past. So people, just don't take the booking because you can't risk traveling 2 hours, playing for 5 to 6 hours, and then coming back and not getting paid. You can't take that risk. Another bit of advice is never trust anyone. Don't trust anything that anyone says. They might say to you, I'll pay you beforehand, I'll pay you afterwards, I'll pay you a week later. I'll never trust anyone. Literally go in and say to them, I want my money now, like before you turn up, or I'm not playing. And they'll either give you the money beforehand or they'll say, you know what, I'll find another DJ. And if they say I'll find another DJ, that's a red flag. Like, that's a sign. So don't take the booking. So another thing I'll say to you is always get a deposit, because I feel like the deposit is like your safety money. Like the deposit I took kind of paid for my petrol there and back. So it wasn't like, so I didn't waste money driving up there and driving back. I wasted money because I performed, but I didn't waste the money on petrol because I got the deposit. So whenever you're taking a booking, people, always get like 10% or 20% or even 50% of the amount. Because at least if something like this happens to you, you've got some sort of money. Like I got 50 back and it was enough to cover my petrol there and back. But I almost took a loss on the remainder because he didn't want to pay me because his night didn't perform that well. Now, the last bit of advice is literally do not make my mistake. Right? Everything that I said in this video, do not follow anything that I've said in the sense of taking the booking and trusting the guy. Never ever do that, people. Always get your money up front, always get a deposit, and always make sure that you have a text conversation between them and screenshot it as well, because if they go against their word, just screenshot it to them and be like, look, you said this, blah, 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 blah. So people, like, hopefully me telling you this story will help you in the long run and help you not get burned in the future, because obviously it is long. It is so long going to your DJ booking and not getting paid. It's happened to me like twice in my DJ career and it's never ever happening to me again. So make sure that you follow the advice that I've said in this video. That way you'll avoid having to lose any kind of money when you DJ. Now that you've watched this video, check this video out here. I'll catch you in the next one.